What is good? 2 minute warning. Back at it again. Your boy showing four. Still going through mourning right now, but I'll be strong. What doesn't kill you, be stronger.
Well,
Tim, Maurice, was
listen. Can we have a moment of silence for Sean right now? He's pretty hurt. Um,
No,
now
no
let
more
me honestly,
silence.
I pray that.
F your couch. The dream is over. I told you you had to win 2 in a row or just
Oh
give
man,
up. Go find a corner. Remember to cut down the river, not across. Don't fake that suicide. It's over.
it started off. It started off. Okay, y'all. We seen the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots beat the Seattle Seahawks 28-24. Now,
Woo.
who is to blame for the Seattle Seahawks loss? Who's to blame for that questionable call at the end of the game?
You know what? It doesn't even start and end with the questionable call. This is like a while. Like I haven't heard anybody say this, but or anybody blame this when they pose this question. But the person that's most to blame for this loss is actually the new head coach of my team, the defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, because when you got the #1 defense and you let Tom Brady march up and down the field during the fourth quarter, Tom Brady was 13 for 15 in the fourth quarter. That's more completions than Russell Wilson had in the entire game. And they allowed every time they needed a play, he made the play. They couldn't get off the field. I mean, it's just like what happened. It's like I know that Cliff Avery went out because of a shady concussion protocol. We'll get back to that in a second. But and like that changed the face of the defense. Okay, it's time to adjust now. You've played without him before. You've played without other key stars before. Now you need to adjust, and you need to say, hey, look, okay, I need to send more guys. I need to sit these guys back in coverage. You need to do something because you can't just because when the game was on the line and hey, the defense needs to make this one last stop, get the ball back, and they can just run out the clock. They allowed Tom Brady to run right down the field, get that game-winning touchdown. Everything after that, I mean, obviously everybody wants to get hung up on the play call, but had Dan Quinn done his job and that defense did his job and not allow them to march up and down the field, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Wait, Mo, you talking about Dan Quinn, the Atlanta Falcons head coach?
Yes. He's already on my bad side. He's already on my bad side. They won. You're on my bad side.
See, I feel like out of all people, Mo, you need to go back to last week and watch last week's episode. Because actually, every single thing that me and Tim said actually came true. Like, literally. Tim said verbatim, the depth on that defensive line is nowhere near as good as it was last year. So what do you think is going to happen in the fourth quarter if you rush it with the same 4 people? They're going to get tired. You can't put that on Dan Quinn. The personnel wasn't there. B, I said even though they broke records with with Randy Moss, I said this offense was a lot harder to stop because it's trickier than that offense. So you put a weak O-line with a harder offense to stop. Things gonna happen. I'm not gonna roast an undermanned Seahawks team for losing to a Tom Brady who spent a whole year eating like carrots and having avocado soda as a treat, training his body for this one moment. Like Brady was just on fire. Sometimes just like when you play good defense in basketball, sometimes if the dude is feeling it, you can have the head in the face, he's gonna drain the shot. So I can't put it all on the Seahawks defense. And as much as people want to blame Pete Carroll, I've been saying this all in 2-minute warning. Y'all not giving enough credit to how Belichick outcoached the hell out of Pete Carroll. First of all, when they had the ball on that last drive, before Curse did another immaculate reception on him, they called the timeout before for no reason, because the 2-minute warning was happening. And then after the catch, they called another timeout. They burned 2 timeouts in like 30 seconds. That's bad punishment. So it gets better. It gets better though. So when they get to that 1 yard after that 4-yard run, the Seahawks, like expected, like what every other team would do, that the Patriots are going to call a timeout. Belichick rolled the dice like a gangster, said, I ain't calling the timeout. I'm going to put the pressure on you. Now you feel the time in the back of your head, so of course you're going to run the play to stop the clock. And when they showed him in that bunch formation, another thing people don't say, that pass with the coverage that the Patriots had was wide open. Wilson was going to throw that automatically because he saw they were in man coverage. Brandon Browner sunned Jermaine Kearse.
He did.
He sunned him at the line of scrimmage and prevented the pick play. You can't put that on Wilson because Wilson is like, it's automatic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, man coverage, let it go. And by the time he let it go, he couldn't bring the ball back because Butler already had a clear path that wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So they were out-coached, man. The Patriots just won the game.
Hey,
We'll get back to that
wait. Hold on. I'm going to tell you this right now. First of all, the MVP was Eli Manning because he didn't play. Let me get that out the way. Eli Manning is the MVP because he didn't play against Tom Brady. So I'm going to let it out. Now, who to blame for this game? I'm blaming the big mouth Richard Sherman. I'm blaming him. You know I'm blaming him for this loss? Do you know why I'm going to blame him? You know what? I'm going to tell you why I'm going to blame him. The hottest man, the hottest man on that Patriot offense wasn't Brady. It was Elderman. When you're the best quarterback in the NFL, supposedly, you don't stay in one lane. You're supposed to go follow the hot man. This was the game that Richard Sherman would have convinced the whole world that I'm the best quarterback in the NFL. I'm going to take Elderman out the game. My man had about 11 catches on a buck and change. And where was Richard Sherman at? Nurse putting baby oil on his elbow, talking smack in the sidelines. You're guarding no other receiver who Brady's throwing into. You're supposed to have went from left side to right side to the slot to follow Elderman. You did not do that. You started fighting like a putty tag.
That's true. That's true.
If he would have followed them, if he would have
on this crusade.
Listen, if he would have followed them and not been scared to tackle and went up for the challenge, and again, I'm not saying Elderman is a top 5 receiver, but what I'm saying is great plays show up in the big moments. You go ahead, you follow the hot man, just like when Reeves, what did he do? When what's the brother's name? Matthews got that touchdown. What did he do? Yeah. Matthew was forever done out the game. Because why? Yeah. They thought, wait a minute, that's gonna be the hot man. I'm going to follow him. Then what happened? Russell Wilson went to the other side. Browner said, I got him. Where was Baldwin at? 3 yards? I mean, 3 yards the whole game? 3 yards the whole game? And you go in there, you have the nerve to put the pants down like you're taking a crap? Let me tell you something. The crap that came out of his ass was Richard Sherman. Excuse me.
See, Tim, you've been on this crusade
I'm sorry.
for the longest time. You've been on this crusade for the longest time against Richard Sherman. I got a couple things. Couple things. Well, number one, and I keep going back to this. I'm sorry if it sounds like a broken record. Somebody hit me with a repo post meme, but it's not his choice. like if the defensive coordinator or the coaching tells you, hey, look, all we need to do is stay on this side of the field. Because you got all-stars everywhere else.
Okay.
I mean, what do you say? No,
coach ain't gonna do it.
Like, yeah, you can't.
Hold up, that's what
can I ask you a question?
That's
what he's asked to do. That's what he's asked to do.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question, Mo?
Go.
Allen Iverson came, this is a basketball term. When Allen Iverson came into the league, right, with his famous crossover on Michael Jordan, what did Jordan do? He went up to Phil Jackson and said, I'm guarding him. You're supposed to show that in the sideline. You tell those coaches, listen, he's killing us. I'm guarding the best man. All he did was stood on that side and guard the no-name guy. and kick
Which
and smash.
which actually brings me to my second point. Y'all do know that Richard Sherman shouldn't have been playing in that game, right? Like I'm like,
Sir, I don't want to hear that.
no. I'm gonna say that is valid. That's valid because the dude needs Tommy John surgery. That's a baseball injury. That's a baseball injury. Like you playing with one arm.
Wow. Hey, listen.
He had a point. He had a point.
He's a liability. If anything, Richard Sherman was a liability in that game, not a strong point. He's playing with one arm. You can't.
Here's my thing, though. You had a point until you said all these all-stars on the defense. Some dude named Simon was guarding Edelman all game.
Well, that because of the earlier injury. That right there.
But that's my thing. If the injury came up, like Tim said, you with one arm, you better than this dude Simon. This dude was getting and one mixtapes by Edelman all day.
All day long.
I gotta give it to Tim on this one. Like,
I blame Richard Sherman for this loss.
Yeah.
If you want, you know what? Not for nothing though, and especially when he has a concussion. He has a concussion. Oh, he's wobbly out there. You're supposed to say, "Listen, coach, I'm taking this man. No excuse." And on top of that, the injury. When the injury happened, what do you say? Don't even ask me about that. I'm playing, right? So let's just get that out of the equation. Richard Sherman, you are soft. You are soft. I still like you in Madden, but you are soft. I'm sorry to say.
Now, I actually want to get back to something like that Mike said when he opened up about Belichick out-coaching Carroll. I actually think it was the other way around, all the way up until the last play of the game. Belichick was being let me explain. Like what? Like he had all his defense, and Tom Brady in that offense could do nothing. They were barely moving the ball. And they were barely moving the ball, and they were creating turnovers. They were creating chaos back there in the backfield. Belichick could not stop this chaos until Cliff Averill literally had to be taken out of the game. That's how the chaos. So he did like that. The offense moving that didn't come from a Belichick doing something new. But that came from Tom Brady having extra seconds to throw the ball. Like that's what it was. And like that between that and that guy Lane basically freakish breaking his arm. I mean, like that's what it was. So and like to the point where he outcoached him all the way to the last point. He overthought it. That last play was just pure overthought. But when you look back at Pete Carroll's record, he does this on a regular basis. The way, like, do you remember the 2005 Rose Bowl game against with USC and Texas? The exact same scenario. He got Reggie Bush in the backfield, best running back in the country. Instead, he wants to pass the ball on the goal line, and he loses. He's done this before. I mean, so really, to be honest, we shouldn't even be shocked. Like, this is coming to normal.
Here's my thing. But if Belichick takes that timeout, they run the ball there.
No, but that's the thing. Like,
next quarter.
The timeouts wasn't planned. They called those 2 timeouts because they literally let the play clock run out, so they were trying to avoid the delay of game penalty. That is on Russell Wilson.
All right, second quarter, yeah. Richard Sherman. Second quarter. Who performed better at the QB position? Was it Richard Sherman or Tom Brady?
You mean Russell Wilson or Tom Brady?
Russell Wilson.
Oh, excuse me, Russell Wilson. Pardon me.
You know what? I gotta go with Tom Brady on this one. As much as it pains me to say, because y'all know how I feel about all things Boston, but Tom Brady came in and did work. Tom Brady, like I said, he was 13 for 15 in the fourth quarter, and like that's money time. 13 for 15. He had I think what he had 3 touchdowns.
4. He had 4.
Four touchdowns. Yeah, he got like the first pick he had was ridiculously bad, horribly bad. I don't know why he even thought that but that goes to what I said from last week's show. When you get pressure on him, he'll make you remember why he was drafted in the 6th round. Picks like that are why he was drafted in the 6th round. But he bounced back. He came back from that. He got the ball down the field. It seemed like every critical third down he needed to convert, he converted. Every time they needed a score, must had it, they got it. So I mean, and when you can go down there and then I always say that, hey, those first 3 Super Bowls, those vintage Super Bowls. This one is Tom Brady's Super Bowl. He actually went out there and he got that. He got the job done by himself. He didn't need to. Oh, let me ding and dunk to the 30-yard line and pray on a sideline that this kicker kicks the ball. No, he actually got down there. He drove the team down there to get the touchdown. Wilson played well. Wilson played well, but he didn't play as well as Tom Brady played.
I would say, just stat line it, man. 38 for 50, 325, 4 touchdowns. You win in any fantasy week with that line.
Yeah.
2 picks. But okay, I don't care. 38 for 50 against the Seahawks? That's just... And you know what? A lot of people, out of all the radio shows I was listening to, I got to agree. This wasn't a typical Giants Super Bowl Tom Brady. Because when his receivers were catching the ball, they were catching it in stride. There was no adjustments anybody had to make. It was straight, either outside of those 2 picks, it was straight on the numbers. The touchdown to Gronk was right in his hands. It was masterful. And hate Boston all you want, real got to recognize real. Brady did way better. Look, I'll give Wilson his props. Let's put it out there. I don't think that interception is as much on Wilson as people think. I think that interception is actually really on Jermaine Kearse for not being able to get off the line of scrimmage. I'm just saying. Because the way the coverage was, if Jermaine gets off the line of scrimmage, it's actually a touchdown. I'm just saying. It is. So Wilson had a really solid game. But what Brady did is what you call masterful. You got to recognize it.
Go, Tim.
Okay. Hold. Let me sip this water, because... Yeah, this is about to get on now. Part 2 of cold cuts. First of all, I think Russell Wilson had a better game than Tom Brady, and I'm gonna say why. First of all, Tom Brady was throwing the ball to Elderman. Elderman was extending. To me, Elderman was a beast. Those 2, 3, 4 yarders he was throwing to Elderman, Elderman was getting 10 yards after them catches. Second of all, Tom Brady was going up against a cowardly defense, namely Richard Sherman. Understand this. I would have loved to see Richard Sherman follow Elderman to say, now, I want to see Tom Brady improvise and do something else. Take his best receiver of the game to get out the game. He didn't have to worry about that. Russell Wilson had to worry. Once Matthews became hot, Vivas guarded him. He had to go to every different type of receiver to get away from Vivas and Browner, which is very hard to do. He even got a couple of throws on Marshawn Lynch going deep on a linebacker. So if I gotta say something, Russell Wilson extended the drive. He's the reason why they made it at least to the goal line to supposedly, get in for that 1 yard and score a touchdown. You understand? Russell Wilson was the man this game. Everything that Belichick threw at him, especially with the Jamie Collins, like, hey, Mike, me and you, we both picked Jamie Collins. You called it first.
It didn't work, though.
Russell Wilson still was doing him. It was nothing that could be Wilson. No, regardless of the yards, look at the game. Okay, Russell Wilson had everybody going from Vivas to Browner to everybody else. He even threw us a touchdown. What's his name? The safety's name. Oh God.
McCourty?
Thomas. No, Thomas.
Okay, yeah.
No, excuse me. McCourty.
Oh, it was
He
McCourty.
got
Okay,
McCourty.
yeah.
He had a lot to worry about. And and that secondary. If he couldn't, whether Reeves and Brown was guarding, he had to go to the other receiver. And his receivers are trash. I don't care what anybody says. I don't want to hear that. Oh, it doesn't matter. No, listen, you're trash. Because guess what? If you was at least a good number one receiver or a solid number two, that slant throw, you would have caught it. If it was Des Bryant, Megatron, Hakeem Nicks, Jordy Nelson, I can name so many other receivers. Julio Jones, they would have caught that touchdown. They would have caught.
I don't know about Jordy.
Listen, I didn't give you
But let me just interject a little bit. Matthews is not trash.
He's
trash.
Listen.
No, he is.
Listen, first of all,
here.
Listen. Right now, he's trash. You know why? Because guess what? If it took for you to get 2 catches, is all you did all year to get some playing time. I mean, the brother Paul Richardson, the rookie, skinny as a 2-pick, got more playing time than him. So what did it become? It was nothing but backups versus backups in that game. And Russell Wilson had to do that because guess what? He knows his receiver cannot go up against Reeves and Bronner. They're not good enough. So what did he do? He played smart, improvised, and go to the backups. That's what it was. So if I got to say anything, I got to give it to Wilson.
Tim, I can completely agree with you because, like I said, like the numbers, his completion numbers wasn't actually pretty. Like his completion versus attempt numbers, that wasn't pretty. But if you actually look at the rest of his stat line, completed nearly 60% of his passes, 247 yards, 2 touchdowns, the 1 pick at the end, 110 passer rating, 11.76 yards per attempt. So he was throwing the ball down the field whenever he threw the ball.
Hey, listen, Mo, I love that stat line. Can we all say hello to Dominic if he's watching the show? Because didn't he have his argument a while ago saying that he's a good quarterback? Hey, Dominic. Shout out to you, bro.
What up? Because stats lines like that and games like that is exactly why I was saying I would take Wilson over Luck.
Yeah,
I know this is not the conversation. That's why I take it because he's smarter with the ball. Like there were many times where he got dropped back. Okay, he's not open. Okay, what I'm gonna do? I'll scramble, get these little yards, slide. Or hey, I'll just throw the ball away. Or hey, I'll just dump it down to Lynch. Dump it down to the end. That's what I want my quarterback to do.
Right.
You want triple coverage. I mean, I don't want them to force the ball.
You know what, Tim? You know what really proved why Sean Matthews and every receiver on that team is straight garbage?
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson crossed up that entire defense for 10 seconds, and none of them got open.
Yeah, nobody got open.
Yeah, you saw it. He was like 20 seconds. Look.
The man, he was waiting to the last second. He's like, okay, if I wait, and move now, he's going to miss. Okay, let me go back to the right. And he looked, and none of them got open. Hey, I'm telling you, if you're a professional wide receiver, after 5 seconds, you ain't covered.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Listen, I thought he was fist pumping. The way he was dancing around,
Cole Beasley.
I thought he was fist pumping.
Yeah, like Cole Beasley on the Cowboys would have gotten wide open with 10 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense how they wasn't getting and that's what I like about it. The fact that hey, look, I can see that they're not open. I'm trying to buy as much time as possible. Hey, you know what? This play is dead. I can't get anything. I'm throwing the ball away. I'll scramble for a little bit. I'm dumping it off. Like he doesn't like last Sunday and actually like the last Sunday against the Packers. Those games are an anomaly. He doesn't commit the critical turnover. In the Super Bowl overrun last year when they won, he didn't throw a pick the entire playoffs. Like he doesn't commit these turnovers. Like on a regular more. If you had to bet your life on somebody who wasn't going to throw an interception, wasn't going to turn the ball over, he will be up there because
who has the last word?
I mean, I just gotta say, like, you still gotta give the result to Tom.
Yeah.
And like the stat line is just beast though, 325 and 4 TDs. But I'll say this, you know what? it's not even 1-2. It's 1A, 1B. 1A Brady, 1B Russ. Because when you really think about how trash those receivers are, again, 10 seconds and you ain't open, we got to give Russ his props. So I'll give him 1B. I'm going to give him that 1B.
All right, third quarter, y'all. What does the Seattle Seahawks need to do to improve this offseason?
I think we said it, right?
Eat some cold cuts.
Cold cuts. They need some cold cuts in the wide receiver position.
Yeah, they need some real wide receivers.
Real talk. They really need real talk, and they need to, at the earliest convenience, other than signing Beast Mode, sign Russell Wilson, y'all need another cornerback. Y'all need some defensive backs because that dude Lane just like stretched Armstrong his arm, and Richard Sherman needs Tommy John surgery. I know that's a baseball injury. I don't know how much it would affect him in football, but I know that the rehab time for pitchers who get Tommy John surgery is 1.5 years. Now I'm guessing maybe for football players, let's cut that in half. You still going for almost an entire year, so you need somebody out there on the outside to actually cover these receivers. Richard Sherman may not be there, and if he is there, he might not be 100% if he tries to rush back. Like I don't see him being there for opening night. Like, to be honest. So but yes, they definitely need some receivers. That guy Matthews, he's a nice flash in the pan, because we never saw him before. So I mean, once defense is starting to get some tape on him, he might not be as great as he was in that second half of that game. You need some receivers. You need some defensive backs and you need some depth on that defensive line because negating one person off the defensive line shouldn't mean an epic collapse for that defense.
But see, and this is why I will say I can wait on the corners. I mean, let's look at a team in the same division. The Niners got away with this for years. When you shore up that D line and that front seven, you can get by with Nnamdi Asamoah's basic ass playing corner.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying,
these days.
So right now he's the beard for Kerry Washington. He's not even playing football. But
wow, well, he watching Scandal.
Click. I think that Tommy John surgery, when you think about corner, it's really quickness in the legs and hand-eye coordination. He may not get as many picks, but I think he'll still be able to defend passes. I'm not worried about Sherman, actually. I'm really not, because he can still condition. You know what I'm saying? He can still do a lot of the things that his position requires. His elbow doesn't stop him from doing that. So that's fine. That D-line needs the depth that it once had. Because without depth, they ain't going to do nothing. So I say you pick up some of these pass rushers, pick up that Coney Ely cat, I think, from Missouri, and you pick up some wide receivers and pray to Lord Jesus that they like ODB. Something.
Wait, here's the thing. I think this is going to be the best all season for any team from a long time, because there's a lot of great free agents, there's a lot of guys but a lot of guys because of contracts. So you're going to see a lot of big names out there. But I got it from a great source. My uncle Charles.
Oh boy, the Uncle Charles source.
He called. He texted me yesterday, right? There was a rumor saying that Marshawn Lynch does not want to sign back with the Seattle Seahawks. That if for some reason DeMarco Murray does not resign with the Dallas Cowboys, that's who they're going to want to target.
That would be a nightmare. That would be a nightmare.
I just looked and I said, damn. He texted me the link. I read it. I could not believe my eyes. And,
don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't do it. No. That would be a nightmare. That would be a nightmare scenario. Because imagine Marshawn Lynch, a guy who does not want to talk to the media, does not want to be in the camera, and does not want to be the center of attention in Dallas. The circus that is Jerry World. It's just
Listen.
No.
You know what? You know what? Actually, Mo, I'm saying it's a nightmare for DeMarco Murray. Because DeMarco Murray fumbles, and he's had the best running O-line in the league. I'm saying, honestly, talking about Marshawn would kill in Dallas.
Hey, listen.
No, by all means, I don't mean it would be a bad for him playing wise. It'll be great for him great for him on the field. It'll be terrible for him off the field. When every reporter
guys, I'm gonna
Texas sticks a mic in his hand, with the mic in his face, you'll
be funnier. I'm just saying.
Listen.
I'm just here to define.
What do you guys think about it?
Listen,
one-hit wonder. They're not going to make it. That's it. Their year was last year.
You know
they
what?
still have a shot.
You know what? If they don't make some improvements, they might be, because Arizona is much better. St. Louis is getting much better. The 49ers are in the toilet. They somewhere in Europe playing. So they're going to be all right over there. But yeah, it's going to be much harder to win that division again, and like they can get back to the playoffs. But I mean, how you can't keep doing this just based off, I'm just gonna run and just rely on his defense. You need some playmakers. You're gonna need, because people figure you out.
Here's the thing, Mo. I want to share this with y'all. Okay, because you got Larry Fitzgerald he might be cut for the cap casualty. Also, Megatron by Friday, the Dominican Sue might be a free agent if he's not re-signed. But the Lions came out and said they'd rather keep Sue, re-sign him, and release Megatron. He's making a load of money. So here's the thing. Play the scenario out.
They're going to keep Sue?
You have Megatron in the market. You have Fitzgerald in the market. Now, I'm going to tell you this. And Josh goes spend it for a year, but you know how, depending on what happens, he trades somewhere. You know how they finagle stuff, and he'll end up playing something. But Megatron Fitzgerald, okay? If they was to be out in the market, one of them or both will go to Seattle. And I'm going to tell you why. Both these guys want a ring that bad. There's not much of a better place to go that's hyped up right now than Seattle Seahawks. We all saw two star players, Michael Bennett and Cliff Averill, took less money to play in Seattle. And what was the outcome? A Super Bowl. And on top of that, they love Pete Carroll. They love the environment. You have a good quarterback in Russell Wilson. You have a good defense led by Earl Thomas and Richard Sherman. So what better team to go to that is a couple of pieces away? If they was to say, I'm the end piece.
But what the problem was, like, I mean, I was hearing the other way around, like with your Detroit scenario, that they would re-sign Megatron and give her to Sue because they can't afford him. Like right now, even if they try to franchise tag him, they have to pay him $28 million for next year alone. They're not paying that. Like he's like that's the worst kept secret. Like they were better off trading him. They were better off trading him. They're not going. Nobody's. Yeah. I think they'll keep Megatron and give her to Sue first.
Here's my thing, though, man. Honestly, I would prefer to see Megatron go to Seattle, only because as a Georgia Tech alum, I want to see my boy succeed. But see, here's my thing. Maybe call me crazy, call me insane for Detroit. Let's cut them both. Like I love Megatron, but as long as Stafford's your quarterback, God bless. It's not going to work out for you. So why not start over?
Stafford. I don't understand why. I don't know. We get all way off tangent. I don't get it with Stafford. I don't understand why he was that high coming out of. He was trash in college. I mean, I say he was. No, Sean Moreno carried his whole career through college at Georgia. He wasn't winning anything in Georgia.
No,
Wasn't winning anything in Detroit. I mean, like, it's like, what are you looking for? He's basically like a Brett Favre prototype. And the problem with a Brett Favre prototype is he can get you a lot of yards. He can get you a lot of touchdowns. He gonna get you some picks though. We gonna have some picks today. We gonna have some turnovers today.
Mo, I'll give you another receiver. I'll give you another receiver who may go to Seattle, and his name is Michael Crabtree. He's not a bad receiver.
Michael Crabtree is not going to Seattle.
He'll go to Seattle.
Not after how Richard Sherman played him.
Russell was against. Listen, you never listen.
If he goes,
never.
You know what?
You never know because.
You know what? If anything, for staying with the same team, if anybody goes from the 49ers, it'll be Anquan Bolden. Because Anquan Bolden, he's not really he's more of a transplant to that team. He's not homegrown there. He just got traded there. He just got there. He doesn't even like the coach. As soon as the coach was hired, he said, "Yo, ain't nobody gonna respect that guy." You don't like. He said it like that's when you say on the first day. The head coach, he don't respect him. So.
And I gotta put this out there, Tim. Michael Crabtree ain't that good. Like, Michael Crabtree does not solve their problems. Michael Crabtree looked huge in Texas. Michael Crabtree's undersized in the NFL.
Yes.
Essentially, they're really getting a marginally better Doug Baldwin if you sign Michael Crabtree. Like, I hate to say it, but it's true. Like look at what Cap had to deal with. It's not like Crabtree was wide open on the
Yeah.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike. We talking about Kaepernick. I mean, I would like to say Kappa, you know, with half the other name with an S, starts with an S, ends with a T, but we can't say that. We can't say that right now. Kaepernick ain't no good. I get. Listen, I guess.
You know what?
Hold on. Let
me tell you why. Kaepernick is garbage, and I'll give you that. No, but here's my argument. Kaepernick is not good, but I'll tell you what. If you're open, he'll throw it to you. He can't throw you open at all.
No, he can't.
If you get separation, he throws it right on you. And let's be real about Crabtree. He was not getting separation.
No, he's not. He's not getting separation. He's not getting separation. Like Sherman was right.
Listen, I'm just saying.
I mean, like, I'm glad that he said it. Crabtree's a mediocre receiver. He actually is a mediocre receiver. I mean, I'm glad that somebody pointed him out. He was great in college, but guess what? Most people are great in college. Every NFL
was great in college.
Every NFL player is great in college. That doesn't mean anything. And really, to be honest, his one highlight reel in college was that one.
All right, you gotta wrap it up.
Touchdown against Texas, and that got on the cover of NCAA 2010 or something like that. Other than that, like, he didn't do anything.
But Mo, you gotta understand that any receiver that was either number 1, number 2, or you just solid is better.
He's number 1.
Seattle Seahawks receiver guy. I'm just saying. Listen, you know what? Listen, Vincent Jackson from the Buccaneers can get released, and he's upgrade over that position.
Yeah, see that.
Now that's a receiver. That's a big play receiver.
I'm like, man, Vincent Jackson.
Hold on, and I'm gonna give you another scenario. You got Julius Thomas, the tight end from Denver. He's also a free agent because we all know Denver's not gonna re-sign him. They're gonna have to go. So, and Seattle, they wanted Julius Thomas before for a 3rd-round pick. So I'll tell you this:
the Broncos are going to. They're going to keep Julius Thomas, and they're going to give people the Demaryius Thomas. Like that.
All I'm saying is this:
Watch.
All I'm saying right now, this is the time to improve because you're gonna have a lot of big names in the free agency market.
All right.
Yeah, so
Tim got.
That's it. And you know, shout out to Victor if you're listening. Odell Beckham Jr. is a girl. Next, fourth quarter. fourth quarter. We're going with
Man,
Bro.
cold cuts out of nowhere.
That's wrong.
Left
Yeah, excuse me.
cut.
No, don't ever call my Cowboys cowgirls. Ever call us cowgirls, Victor? Have some respect. All right, we have.
Let's go.
Here's a question, y'all. Does Tom Brady deserve to be named in the same sentence as Joe Montana, or just like Troy Aikman and Terry Bradshaw as regular Hall of Fame quarterbacks?
You know what? Actually, my answer is both. And my answer is all of the above, because I don't like the way that Terry Bradshaw, Troy Aikman, these guys get basically they get crapped on because look at the team around them, or they didn't build the team. They're not a general manager. That's not their problem that they happen to be playing with some great players at the time. So I always hated how they get held back because of who they were playing with, but I feel like, hey, Super Bowl winning quarterback, you're up here with all the rest of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Now, Brady, I would say on a skill basis, Brady is better than Bradshaw and better than Aikman. But in terms of resume, I gotta put, in terms of straight resume and looking at Super Bowl wins, Super Bowl losses, Joe Montana is undefeated in Super Bowls. 4-0. I mean, I'm saying I've been saying this. This is the Michael Jordan versus Kobe.
No, it's not.
It is. It really is.
No, it's not. You know why?
It really is.
Let me teach you something. You guys are literally rewarding Joe Montana for getting to bounce out the playoffs after his 4-0. So wait. He just stopped playing after he won 4? No, he didn't even make the playoffs, and then he got bounced off and didn't even make the Super Bowl. So now you're saying because Brady made it further and has the same. See, Kobe has 5. Jordan has 6. That's why you let it go. It's 4 up. It is 4 up. And he has more playoff wins. So now you're saying because he made it to the Super Bowl more times than Joe, he should be penalized for that? Get the hell out of here. Joe didn't make the playoffs. Joe didn't even get back to the Super Bowl. Get the hell out of here with that. That doesn't even make sense. It's not even science. He made it there more times. If the Super Bowls are equal, you can say 4 equals 4, move that to the side. Look at the rest of the resume.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look, that's what I'm saying. Look at the resume. All I'm saying is that look, hey, you know what? What is more impressive, for winning 4 Super Bowls and losing 3 of them, or winning 4 Super Bowls and never losing in a Super Bowl?
You know why? That's so stupid. That is so stupid. It's more impressive to get there more times because he was successful for 14 years straight.
If that's the case, if it's more impressive to get there more.
Of course it is.
Okay,
of course it is. Everybody knows. Everybody knows how hard it is to get there.
Oh, I'm about to blow your argument up. So if it's more impressive to get there more times, what about the Bills? The Bills who went to 4 Super Bowls.
No, you know why? You know why you're wrong? No.
Is that more impressive than winning?
You know why you didn't blow it up? Because it's even. He has 4 wins. Why you keep ignoring that? He actually has 4 wins.
I didn't say that. I didn't ignore that. I didn't ignore that. That's why I say, if anything,
if the rings are equal, then what they did outside of the rings has to be compared. Outside of the rings, what didn't even get to the Super Bowl.
And what the Montana did outside of the rings is not losing.
He didn't make it.
All right, but listen.
He's not losing in the big game.
But listen, y'all.
No, he is, because he didn't make it. He did lose.
That doesn't mean anything. I mean,
he did lose.
Look at what you're saying. Look at what you're saying. You penalize him for not making it more.
Yes, you can. Because he didn't do it.
You're penalizing him for the games he didn't play.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Yes, because he couldn't win games to make the
Hey,
playoffs. He couldn't win playoff games. He didn't do it.
Hey,
They still sent them off to Kansas City.
Bro, you don't make the 4 Super Bowls.
don't make me mute you.
They sent them off to Kansas City. They were like what? I mean, it's not the same. It's not the same because it's not the same because what it is that
I just muted you too. Let's go.
Woo! Hellcats!
Focus.
So Hellcats over here. Nah, but here's the thing.
Oh, you guys are
done?
done?
No.
Man.
Hold on.
Hold on, Tim.
No, hold on.
We'll go all night with the argument. Then go.
Y'all can't
Michael
have
and Michael Moore.
Gotta make the point.
No, but here's the thing. It's like Charles Haley. He's a Hall of Fame. He just got in this year. He has 5 Super Bowls, right? Is he better than Lawrence Taylor? Listen, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I have to say no. He's not better than Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor's the man. He has stats. But when it comes to Tom Brady, the thing about Tom Brady is that yes, he did win the 6 Super Bowls. Is that impressive? It is. But when you have that little asterisk in the corner of your name because of the stuff that you went through, it's hard for me to put you up there with the elites of elites. Joe Montana, yes, he went to 4 Super Bowls. He won all 4, but he was great at that time. He did a lot of amazing things. And the truth of the matter is, he never lost a Super Bowl. Now, I hate to say his name, because I really don't want to say this guy's name. Y'all gonna go on. Y'all gonna go on. I'm more impressed with Eli Manning's 2 Super Bowl appearances than I am impressed with Tom Brady's Super Bowl appearances. Why? Because for the fact of the matter is, and I keep saying it, Eli Manning had a fight to get where he was at. His season started week 15. Tom Brady, in my opinion, had an easier time. His division was never good. He only had to go to the playoff and win a couple of games and go. And out of 6 times he won, he lost only 2 to Eli Manning. But at the same time, he got an asterisk. I don't think he deserves to be next to Joe Montana. I really don't. I think he, just because of the asterisk alone.
I'm going to say this calmly, but check me out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think that if those 49ers in this current media would not have had any asterisks on them?
They got caught
and second of all, do you realize that Walsh had the huge advantage of actually doing the offense that everyone that Brady actually competes with runs now? When Walsh put it in, that was that new. Everybody's doing that now with offenses that are allowed to score more. Like, y'all can't keep on doing this era thing because you ignore the challenges of one era to make your point about the other era. But every single era has their challenges. And my thing is, 15 years. When you do it for 15 years, the fact that just like Emmitt Smith gets his props, people know he ain't nastier than Sanders, but he stayed healthy that long, and he deserves his respect for that. What Brady does just to play, man, bump an asterisk. The man is in the same breath. That's all I'm saying. And you know what? Y'all want to say 4-0. I'm not going to argue that. You can make up your own standards. But at the very least, you can't argue the fact that he's not in the same era. He's not in the same.
Mike, can I ask you a question, though? I've always believed that.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
Am I at a timeout? Am I at a timeout?
You're good. Let's go.
No.
I'll start off by saying they are in the same breath. I hate the fact that they're not in there's even questions even exist. If you win Super Bowls, if you win 1 Super Bowl, you're in the same breath as everybody else who won 1 Super Bowl. That's not how it feels to me. That's what it is. I know somebody said somebody's discrediting Brady. Nobody's discrediting Brady. Dude, like, yo, Brett, you wasn't paying attention to the last credit. I just gave this man his props. He won that Super Bowl by, like, I don't want to say by himself, but he was the key factor to winning that Super Bowl. What I'm saying is that basically what you said, Mike, when all things are equal, and like, hey, they both won 4 Super Bowls, what else? What am I going to look to next? The next thing I'm going to look to, okay, how did you perform in those Super Bowls? What was the record in the Super Bowl? Hey, look. Did you win more Super Bowls than you lost, or did you lose more Super Bowls than you win, or anything like that? My thing is saying, look, the fact that you got to these Super Bowls and you won these Super Bowls, every Super Bowl you've been to, that is more, that I have to hold that higher than losing like 2 Super Bowls like Brady did, especially to two teams, that 2 New York Giants teams that he had no business losing to. Those were inferior Giants teams that they lost to. That's why it was such a huge upset. That's why it was such a big embarrassment to New England, because they had no business losing those games.
But here's the
Randy,
thing that
Randy Moss.
But nah, all right, here's the point that you missed. That after he made to those 4 Super Bowls, if you go back in the film, there's playoff games that Joe lost. There's season games that would have put him in the playoffs that Joe lost. So those don't count now?
Oh, of course they count. I'm like,
but my thing is, two opposite pole. Maybe we could have a special debate.
That's what I'm saying.
One debate.
Like just because he won all Super Bowls, he didn't lose another important game. He has.
Oh no! I'm not saying that.
You gotta reward that man for getting to the Super Bowl. That's
we gotta make this. We gotta take it soon, Tim.
All I'm doing is just looking at the Super Bowl resume.
And I'm saying
that's what I'm looking at.
My point is
that's what I'm looking at.
What I'm saying is the point is when they have the same amount of wins, at that point you have to give the man who got there more credit, because the other man didn't even get back.
But you know what?
But the counterpoint.
This will go together.
See, like I had a good counterpoint.
We can do this again. I have a special episode.
I go?
Part 2, like what we did the other time with Rogers. But Tim.
See, it's
I can go?
Yeah, you can talk now.
That's caught it. That's caught it. Nah, but listen. I give it to you like this. My man Cecil, my boy Cecil Riley, who's on the 2-minute warning group and stuff. He shed some light. He shed some light, and he told me that
new website. Let's talk about our new website. Warning Sports.
I'm losing you, Mike.
Sean,
I think Sean's having a glitch in the Matrix.
Nah, Sean's still crying about that game.
I think Sean had a
Yo, we got to shout out the new site, 2minute2mwsports.com. I was using it during the Super Bowl. I was going back and forth between both. That's what's up. That's what's happening right now. That's how we get it in. So if you don't have Facebook and you think that Mark Zuckerberg is Big Brother, which is probably true because we're giving away our freedom, who cares? You can go to 2mwsports.com now and be moderately free in this not free generation, because we give all
kind of sort of
information.
I'm messing with it. They like that app is nice too, because I'm on my phone a lot. I get that because I don't like going on Facebook. I'm gonna keep it real. Like the only reason why I'm on Facebook on the page is because y'all keep tagging me in all these posts, man. Like, yo, stop tagging me. Like that's real talk. Stop tagging.
Yo, Sean, did you see the message? Oh, Cecil posted?
Anyway, wrap it up. Tim disappeared, I guess, for Cowboys. But anyways, It's been a good show. It's a hot, heavy show. We will have this debate again, part 2. We will have this debate again. Get your notes ready. Get your points ready. We will have this debate again. All right, we out.
Oh, boy.